Struggling to land local business clients? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I use cold email outreach to land local business clients consistently. Let's jump right in and I'll show you exactly how I do this. So, how I use Google Maps to get local business clients with cold email outreach. This is going to be a full step-by-step guide, exactly how to use Google Maps, find their emails, and then get them to pay me for my services. My name is Natan. I've done this for a while and I can show you my Stripe account. So, one of my Stripe accounts has made almost $18,000 using cold email to find local businesses and sell them my services. My other Stripe account is, I think I've made almost $80,000 here. Yeah, almost $80,000 on this Stripe account. So I know a little bit of what I'm talking about, and I'm just going to show you my process of exactly how I get this done. So let's jump right in and go step by step and show you how I do this. So step number one is to pick your niche and find the business that you want to reach out to, right? So business niche ideas, this is just a list that I pulled from AI for local business niche ideas that will work great for the service that I am selling them. For me, it's Google reviews and AI reputation management. So any of these businesses could work good for me, but depending on your service and what you're offering them, you can find plenty of different local businesses. There's literally a list of like, I think 4,000 plus different categories, but just some ideas like dentists, chiropractors, physical therapists, spas, fitness centers, plumbers, electricians, HVAC companies, roofing, right? There's so many different ones. Today to start, I'm just going to pick like auto body repair shops. So this is the one that I'm going to start building a list for and emailing today. So if we go down to step number 2, now that we have our industry and niche, we need to find these local businesses to send emails to, right? We need to build our lead list. We need to get their emails. So we could go to Google Maps and find these businesses, but we want to take these businesses and get an email list that's going to look something like this, right? So we can actually get a list of emails to email and send them a cold email outreach campaign to sell our services. So if you just go to Google and search like Auto Body Shop Denver, you'll see that we can find plenty of businesses here in Google Maps. But to get their emails, if we did this manually, we'd have to go into each website, try to find their emails, slowly build a list, and this takes a really long time. So the way I like to do it is I like to automate this process, and I automate it with a tool called Outscraper. So what Outscraper does is it has plenty of different scraping tools that you can use, but I use the Google Maps scraper. So you could take a Google map like I just showed you right here, and then you can make it into a lead list. So it gives you all the information from this business, and you can enrich it with email addresses and all kinds of different good stuff. So this is what the tool I use to get these lead lists from Google Maps. And we want to make sure as well that when we want to get as specific as possible. So when we write our copy and emails, they are extremely targeted using that specific industry's language. We do not want to go broad or general with our lead list. So in order to do this, I use another tool called, and this is a free tool called Targetron, before scraping a lead list to make sure it's the businesses that I'm actually looking for, right? So if I open this, it'll take me to Targetron right here where you can search for specific business to see the type of inquiry that will come up. So if you go to, if you make an account with Outscraper here, if you open an Outscraper, it looks something like this. And you could go to services and type business Google Map Scraper, just where we are here. So this is where we scrape the data. So before we start scraping a list of leads to start offering and sending cold emails to, we're just going to go over here and search for that same thing, right? So I'm just going to do auto repair shop or auto body shop, pick the country, United States, and then the state. So this is why I like to get very specific, because I can, first of all, I can test small batches of different areas, and I can also very specifically put in the emails, and I'll show you later when we write cold email in this step-by-step guide, that we want to specifically say stuff like their city so it's targeted to them. So pick this and then Colorado and just do the whole state and search. So let's see what this comes up. It comes with 1,562 businesses in this specific search query. And these are the businesses that it's giving us. So we want to also have a look at some of them to make sure this is the actual businesses that we want to reach out to, right? So 19 reviews, 39 reviews, 29 reviews. So yeah, there's businesses here that I can definitely reach out to and sell my services to. Plenty of different businesses. This one has 97 with only 3.4 stars, so he could definitely use my services. So this looks like a good list. So now that I know that it looks good and it's what I want to target, I go back to Outscraper, and you're just going to put in here the same exact search query. So auto body shop, and then just remove all the states and do it by the state you want. So I'm just going to pick Colorado. And then in terms of how many you want to pull, so if you do 0, it'll leave unlimited, which you don't want because you don't want to just keep pulling lists. But since we already know here that there's 1,562, we could just put something like 1,600, so we know it won't go above that. And then this is where it gets really interesting. This is where we can pull their email addresses. So it has an enricher that you can pull emails, social media, phone numbers, employee information, all this stuff. Now, I don't care about most of this. The only thing I really care about is the emails, and then we can verify the emails through here as well, which I don't necessarily do because I use a different service to verify the emails, and I'll show you that in a second. But we want to pull the emails, and then since you're already pulling a list, I would also pull the phone numbers and then richer, so you can use this same list to do cold calling and cold SMS outreach with the same exact list as well. So you can send them emails, but you can also use the same list to send them text messages and cold call them as well. So these are the two enrichers I would use. If you want other data, you can look what they have here, but that's not of interest to me. And then the search queries here. Okay, this is good. You don't have to change. You can hit delete duplicates, so you don't get duplicate contacts, just in case that comes up there. And then you can export it as a CSV, which is what I like to export it as. And this we could just leave unselected because this is all this stuff. We can clean this up afterwards. I'll show you how to do that. And then you just hit get data. It's going to give you an estimate of a time frame and then also an estimate of how much it costs. So time frame is like 20 minutes to an hour about, and it's going to cost about $12 to get about 1,500 contacts. So obviously this is not a free method. If you want to do it free way, there's this thing called Instant Data Scraper that you can go to Google Maps and start scraping these lists here, but you don't get their email addresses, so you're still gonna have to figure out their email address. And I would rather pay a few bucks to be able to get these lead lists quickly and easily. So let me turn this off. Okay, it doesn't matter. I think it's just left on. But yeah, so you get their data. It'll tell you how much it costs and the amount of time. And you can click on some of these, open some of these search queries again, just to double check, because these are going to be some of the stuff that's pulling up here on the left. Some of the businesses it's going to pull up. These are going to be the businesses that it's going to try and get for us, right? All these businesses here. Perfect. So these look good. The list looks good. So I'm just going to confirm and get it. And I've already done it for this specific list. So if I go to my task, once you do it, you'll see that the task here is running, and it'll take about 20 minutes to an hour, depending on the size. But for this one, that's how long it took. And it got me 1351, and ignored a bunch because there was duplicates or exact matches. So you just go ahead and you download this information here, and this will give you the list in a CSV file. And once we have the list over here, so now that we have our lead list, right, let's go ahead and find that lead list. So I have it right here, auto body, Colorado. I just name it by the thing, by the niche and then the state I pulled. So this is what the list is going to look like once you have it. So there's going to be a lot of information that we don't need in here that I don't use. So I'm going to clean that up. But we have here the business names, their websites, industry reviews, all their different reviews, which is something I use in my copy, which I'll show you. And then what we're really looking for here is emails. So there we go. We have the emails right over here, right? So all these are email addresses that we can use to add to our campaigns and reach out to them, right? So before we do a cold email outreach campaign and before we set that up, step number 3 is going to be to verify our emails, right? So we need to verify our lead list to make sure that these leads, that these email addresses are not going to bounce or land in spam, because if they are, it's going to be really bad for our email accounts. So we're going to go ahead and use Million Verifier. There's plenty of different ones you can use. This is the one I like to use. I already went ahead and pulled this specific list. So you just drop the CSV file right in here. It tells you how much there is, and then it's going to do it for you. It takes about 10 minutes or so, depending on the size of your list. So mine took about 10 minutes. I got it back. You could download the report, but you can see right over here, I think it had like 570 total emails that were in this in this list, wherever it is, this list right here, had about 570 emails from the ones that we pulled. So 62% is good. So you have 370 emails that we can reach out to in this specific industry, in this specific state. It's endless. You could get literally thousands, tens of thousands, and hundreds of thousands of emails doing this. Some risky and some bad. Those we're not going to email. We don't want to hurt our email reputation. So once we have the verified email list, we could just go ahead and download this right here, right? You just download good emails only because we only want the good emails. Go ahead and download that. Put it right next to here so we know this is good. So the next step is going to be to upload it to SmartLead. Now, before we actually upload it to SmartLead, while we're verifying it, we also need to verify and clean the lead list. So by clean, what I mean is let's clean this up. So we're just going to open this right here. We're going to make sure that we're opening the one, not the one we originally downloaded, but the one that has only the okay, the good emails to send to. Now, by clean, I'm saying we can delete a lot of the stuff that are here if we need. And we don't have to do this. And the reason I like to delete a lot of stuff because there's just a lot of stuff here that we don't necessarily need. But you know what? I'm not even going to focus on that. We're just going to keep this open as we upload this. It'll be a little faster doing it this way. So normally I go through and clean it, but I think we could do it in a faster way. So step 4 is going to be the upload to SmartLead or Instantly. These are both email sending accounts where you can warm up emails and send through here automatically. So I use SmartLead. You can use Instantly. They're both really similar, honestly. So we can go to SmartLead right here. Go to create a new campaign. This was a campaign I was testing. Right here, campaigns, right? So you can go to SmartLead, you can create a campaign, and you can upload that clean file here. So only the ones with the good email addresses, we upload that. You want to leave these default. So if they're on the block list, we don't want them. Unsubscribe list, we don't want them. If they bounce in other places, this is left on default, so I'm just going to leave that. And if they're in another campaign is ignored, so we're just going to ignore that. So we're just going to leave this exactly how it is. You're going to save this. And this is where I said that sometimes I like to clean it up before I put it here, because if you'll realize there's so many different columns. This is all the columns from here, right? So all the columns you're seeing on the top here, let's zoom out a bit. So all these different columns that you see here, this is going to be all the columns that it's pulling over here. So now we just need to map everything. And we don't need to map the entire thing. We only need to map a few things, to be honest. So we just want to map everything to make sure that it's good. So first I delete everything to make sure it's clear. And then we can open that list. This is why I was saying we can have this open. Let's open that back up and zoom in a bit. So now we just want to map everything. So name is the business name. So we can map name is the business name, name for emails. That looks like the business name as well. So we're just going to ignore that. So site is going to be a website, right? So name is company name. Site is website. And let's open that up one more time. Site is website. Phone is going to be phone. We could do, we can put in the category just so we have the type of category. So some are like auto dent removal, right? So we can put in the category as well. So let's do that. We can do type. And we're just going to do this as a custom field. And then phone is going to be phone number. Let's open that up again. Full address. I don't think we need the full address, but I do like to have the city. So city, I'm just going to mark it as location. So I'm just going to add that as location. So we have the city there. And then postal code. If we want, we could just put that as a custom thing. I do like to have the state as well sometimes if I use it in my email copy, so we can have that as well. So we have the zip code and the state. And let's see what else we want. We want the ratings and the reviews. So those two, if we find them here, rating, custom field, and reviews custom field, because I use this in my email copy to be very specific, and I'll show you that here in a second when we get to writing the copy. Let's open this again. Rating and reviews. Oh, so there's one thing I believe. No, it looks like it's already clean actually, so we don't need to do that. We'll double check this once we upload it. And then obviously extremely important is going to be the email. So once we find the email, anything else? Email. So that's going to be email 1. So if we find email 1, which is right here, email 1 is going to be their email. Now we don't have the first names and last names, which is fine. We don't need that to send these campaigns, but we definitely want the emails. So we're going to grab their emails. And I think that's everything we need. Now this list, like I was saying, we can also obviously save this list since we already paid for these leads. And we can use it later on to do cold email, cold text outreach, and cold call outreach, right? So all these other stuff we don't need. We just mapped all the things that we need. Once it's mapped, we can go ahead and hit save and next. So it's going to import those leads. It's going to take just a minute or two. There we go. Uploaded leads 370, and it removed one lead because it was blocked somewhere else. So if we want, we can even verify the emails again through here. And it never hurts to verify again, even though I already verified it. So I'm actually curious to see how the other verifier works. So I'm going to verify this while writing the copy. So now we get to the part, now that we've uploaded the leads, we get to the part where we write our email copy. So we're going to go ahead and make it sound like a friend is emailing them. We do not want to make it sound professional. And shout out to Karsten Fox. If you know who he is, he's a master of outreach. I got a lot of this email copy and stuff from him. So shout out to Karsten for that. He's helped me a lot with my outreach. So we're going to go back to here and we're going to start writing our email copy. And I'm going to share this document with you guys. You can just copy and paste or look what I do here. But this is kind of the setup I do. I set up 3 different sequences. And the reason I do this is because most people are not going to respond to your first email. So the first email is going to go something like this. And the subject we're going to try to do is as engaging as possible. So subject something like forwarded, need a response. Hey, been trying to find your email, LOL. I know this is weird, but I thought I'd reach out. Right? So what we're trying to do here is make it sound like our grammar is not great. We're adding LOL. I'm trying to make it sound like it's a real person. I do not want them to think that it's automated, and I definitely don't want them to think that it's some marketing agency, reaching out to them. Just wanted to see if you were open to a simple partnership, and I'm shooting a partnership idea, not really trying to sound too salesy. And this we can obviously adjust. This was a different campaign I set up, but obviously adjust. I built an AI system that consistently gets Electrolysis new clients in their location. So this is the industry and their location without spending any money on ads because my system works on Google reviews. So what I'm trying to do here is really not sell the process of what my system does, which is get them Google reviews and respond to them with AI, because that, first of all, doesn't sound very interesting, and that's not the end result they want. Most business owners are not thinking like, oh, I want more Google reviews. Like they know it helps them, some of them don't. But what they really want is they want to grow their business and they want to get more clients. They want to get more customers, right? So I'm trying to sell them the end result, which is I help them get more clients in their location without spending any money on ads. Since I am not a marketing agency and I don't do that. I used to have one of those. So I thought I'd reach out to the best in the biz. This is just a little line you can put in. You don't have to put this in. Are you free to chat sometime this week? Thanks, signature. And then I like using sometimes girls' names because it really does help them respond more. And then I do a little PS at the end. Great job on the 28 Google reviews, right? So this is why we pulled in the Google reviews from that spreadsheet and that lead list, because we can put a custom thing in here where each one is going to be different. I'll show you. Email number 2. So a day later, 24 hours later, I'm just following up since this is only if they didn't respond to the first email. Really sorry for reaching out again. Were you able to get my last email? Sometimes my Gmail gives me problems, so it's just checking. Again, really hate to be a bother. Just wanted to check. Let me know. Again, this is stolen from Karsten. Thanks, Karsten. You're a genius. This really does work really well. Now, most people respond to the second one, but if they don't respond to the second one, I go in for the third one, which is 24 hours after the second one. Third time's a charm. I'm a real human, LOL. Just found your business online and I thought I'd reach out. I help Electrolysis, and then I go back into my offer, right? And calling them out specifically. I help Niche get more customers, clients, with this brand new AI growth system without spending any money on ads or marketing. Let me know if you're interested. And this is where it gets really good, or I'll just keep following up, right? And the reason I said that, man, I'm actually not going to follow up anymore. This is my last email, but this gets so many people to respond. Even if they're not interested, at least gets them a response to be like, no, stop following up, right? We're just trying to get a response from them. And obviously we want a good response. We want them to be like, yeah, tell me more about it. Yeah, let's chat. But this just gets them to respond, right? So this is kind of like the email structure that I follow, and then I customize it depending on the niche, on the industry, and on the location, and on their reviews and everything else, right? So customize that bit. This is a prompt that I kind of use to create this for specific industries. I've just been playing around with this. This is just like a ChatGPT prompt. And these are spam words that we don't want in our emails. This is a list of all the spam words that we don't want in our emails. And it's like an example output. So we can use AI to try to come up with something for this specific industry that we're going to do. But we can also just take this and write this ourselves if we really want. So this is where we're going to write the emails, right? So the subject is going to be this. Just going to put this in the subject. We don't have their first name. We don't have their info, so we're not going to have that. Now, I'm going to try and feed this to ChatGPT. So let's open a ChatGPT chat, and we're going to feed it this. And I'm going to tell it, let's see what it does. And I'm going to feed it these 3 examples. And I'm going to tell it, do this for an auto body shops. Let's see what it spits out. So it's using Spintex, which I'll go over in a second. The reason we want to use Spintex is because we don't want the emails to be exactly the same for every specific person. So sometimes some emails will say hi, some will say hey. And we do this in multiple locations. Again, the reason we do this is because we don't want the emails to be exactly the same for everybody. And I'll show you exactly how to do this. So, hi, I've been trying to find your email. LOL, was looking for your contact and finally found it. This might be a bit random. Okay, but I thought I'd reach out. Just wanted to see if you were open for a simple partnership. The partnership is what we really want to use. I don't like the word idea. I want to use the word partnership. I built an AI system that helps auto body shops like yours paying customers, book more repairs, bring in more cars consistently. Yeah, so it's using their specific language, which I really like, but we are going to want to edit some of this stuff. The second and third email I might even not change so much. But yeah, let's grab this and just drop it in here. Now, if we save changes, sometimes we can just preview it to see how it'll look. Okay, the Spintex is having a bit of an issue here. I'm not sure why. Yeah, it's not liking the Spintex at all. Let's just do one email at a time. Might be easier for it. Let's grab this email. Yeah, so this is better because this is actually just using what I know works in the past. So I'm just going to use the same one, and then I'm going to add all the stuff I need to add here in a second. So if we go back here for the first email, it's still doing this, which is super weird, and I'm going to just remove this. Okay. Hey, been trying to find your email. LOL, I know this is weird, but I thought I'd reach out. Just want to see if you're open to a simple partnership. I built an AI system that consistently helps auto body shops like yours bring in more repair jobs without spending money on ads, right? So now all we really want to do here is add the location in a specific location. So new, more repair jobs in, and then this is where we can add a variable. Where's the variables? Right here. And we could do location. So this is going to have the city without spending any money on ads. So I thought I'd reach out to the best in the biz. Are you free to chat sometime this week? And then over here, we're just going to want to put in the signature. And here, great job on And then this is where we want to put in the other variable for the reviews. Great job on the 45 Google reviews. Your customers clearly love your work. Right, something like that. Or yeah, let's see how this looks. Just a quick preview. Yeah, you see how it's now pulling in this and pulling in their reviews. So, hey, I've been trying to find your email. If you want to see, I've built an AI system that consistently helps auto body shops like yours bring in more repair jobs in Littleton without spending any money on ads. So now we're customizing it directly for them. So it speaks to them, right? I don't have their first name, so I unfortunately can't do it that way. But what I could do is add their city and add a little touch at the end here. And this is live from their specific stuff, right? So if I try to even pull this, we could do that after. If you go look this business up, it's going to have 90 reviews because we just pulled this lead list. So this is great. Now, the only thing is we need to add spin text to this. So I'm going to have it do that. And the reason we need to do spin text is just so it doesn't send this exact email. Even though it's changing the location and the reviews, it still needs to change a little bit more details than that. So add spin text to this email. Yeah, so it's making, this is going to have like a million different variations of it. If we try to test something like this, let's have a look. So this first line is always being weird. Whoops. Yeah, perfect. So it's going to use different words. We do have to check these emails for spam, which is what we're going to do in a second, because now that we have the spin text, like let's say if we just took this, we can go to the spam checker, right? So that's going to be the next step once we're writing the email, the copy here, is add spin text and check for spam, and we could use a free checker to check for spam. So this is the free checker. We can go in and put this in. So you can see that this email is actually doing pretty poor because it has a few words that are coming up shady and overpromise. So we want to make sure that it doesn't come up shady or overpromise. And the way we can do this is you can just feed it to AI, to be honest, and tell it, why is this not working? Remove the spam words that are highlighted. Or I shouldn't have said remove. I probably should have said switch them out. Oh, here's the revised one. Okay. Yeah, I still don't like the word idea, though. We could try and just change this ourselves. Are you open? Well, open still comes up. Are you available? Okay, so that's already better. Let's see if best comes up. Okay, that's not. Okay, so already fixing it. I want to just want to see if you were possibly might come up as a, but open is the issue here, I think. Interested in, right? Something like this we could probably do. So now it's great and there's no spam words. So the issue is that we don't have the spin text and all this stuff. We want to make it simple. We want to make it short, to the point, but getting the message across. I think it's written right. Interested. So I thought I'd reach out to one of the best in the biz. I think the best is the issue. Is this not written right? Yeah. Let's check this with the spam checker. So this is the area right here. Okay. Could do this again. Put it through AI one more time. Okay, so we are trying to remove this last word. We really wanted to get it to so there's like no spam in the email at all. It's pretty important. Let's see how this sounds. Great is the issue. So we could probably change that and do amazing work. Still an issue. Good. Yep, that's it. So we just got one. That's great. There is no spam in here. So I can take this. Now the problem is we're just going to want to change this again, put that variable in so it has the location, right? And then this for the reviews. So now we should have an email that doesn't have any spam, but there is no spin text. So we do want to add just a little bit of spin text. This email is spam free, which is great, but I'd like to add just a bit of spin text without changing any of the major words or adding spam. So let's see what we can do if we can make like a light version of spin text. Reach out, say hi, send you a quick note. Just want to see if you're interested in, open to, curious about. See, it's changing a lot. I wanted to just change like a little hey, hi, and a few things. So I might just do this on my own instead of copying and pasting the whole thing. Whoops. Why is it always doing that as well for some reason? It's been doing all this extra shit. So now we could say hey or hi depending on the email. Let's see what else I can grab. Are you available, free to open? See, this I like too. So instead of just awesome, we could do, oh, it's still doing all this extra shit when I copy and paste from ChatGPT. So awesome, I could either say awesome job, I'm gonna do lowercase, it just sounds a little more realistic, or really impressed. Oh, well, yes, I can remove this job then. So it's either gonna say awesome job or really impressed on the 95 Google reviews. So I'm really not changing much. This I would like to change a little bit more, but I don't want to I want to make sure that it's not adding spam. So maybe I can even check it while I'm doing spin text. Yeah, so that could work. So we can add a bit more to this. Let's see if any of this adds spam. Yeah, so free and open add spam. So I don't want to add those, to be honest. Let's see if any of these add spam. Fantastic and great add spam, so I don't want to add those. I think all of these are going to add spam. Well, open does, but interested in or curious about. So I mean, we could try to add. Just want to see if you were interested in a simple partnership, or just wanted to see if you were curious about a simple partnership. I guess, yeah, we could use both. I mean, the curious one doesn't sound the best in my opinion, but see all this stuff. If I add all this, oh, none of that has spam actually. So it's not the worst to add that, because it could be like, been trying to find your email, LOL, or I was looking for your contact and finally found it. Thought I'd drop you a quick message. I know this is weird. This might feel a bit random. I realize this is out of the blue, but I thought I'd reach out, say hi, send you a quick note. I don't really like note. Yeah, we don't need to go too crazy with this. I think already having what we have here should be good enough, because we already have some spin text at the end and the beginning, so not all of the emails are going to be exactly the same. Cool. I'm going to keep it like this, and then we can add a second email. So we're going to do an email. We're going to wait for a 1 day. The second email is going to be this one. Now, in the second email, we do not need to do too many changes, but we don't need to add a subject because it's just going to be a follow-up to the first email. So it's just going to be, really sorry for reaching out again. Were you able to get my last email? Sometimes my Gmail gives me problems, so I was just checking. Again, really hate to be a bother. Just wanted to check. Let me know. So I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm not going to add the signature again, and then do another email. So the third follow-up email, again, not doing a subject because it's just going to be in the same email thread. We're going to do this one. So now update this email for the same auto body shops. This is the third email I'm sending them. Keep it the same, just change the industry. Let's see what it comes up with. Third time's a charm. I'm a real human. LOL. Just found your business online. Thought I'd reach out. I help auto body shops bring in more repair jobs with the brand new AI growth system. I like coming up with some name for my thing, a little catchy name without spending any money as our marketing. Let me finish. Yep. Okay, this is good. Yeah, I'm just gonna drop this in here. Okay, and then we don't need the signature because we already have it. And I don't need to write thanks. I'm just going to end it with that. Yeah, just going to end it with that. And we'll be able to test and see how these emails look once we change a few things here in a second. I also want it to look like I wrote this email and not like an AI did, so I'm removing any things that I don't normally write in emails myself. The more realistic it looks, the better. Just going to make these caps. Since my other ones are caps. Either you go all caps or you go no caps. So I'm just going to make them caps, make sure these are caps, that's caps. Cool. So the 3 steps are added here. We did the spam checker. We added a little bit of spin text, and we made sure there's no spam. Actually, let's just verify the last 2 emails that there's no spam, because I didn't do that real quick. So there is a little spam. We're able to see my last email. Again, really hate to be a bother. Just wanted to check in. No, just wanted to follow up. Perfect. So now there's no spam. Very similar, just no spam. And then this one might have some spam, so let's just check that. Yeah, third time's a charm. I'm a real person. Help on brand with the right. So there's a few that are coming up here. So let's just get AI's help for a second and remove the highlighted or change the spam words. Let's try this. Yeah, so that worked. We'll just use this. So now we have 3 emails that are 100% spam free. Let's go. 3 times the charm. I'm a real person. LOL. Just found your business online. Thought I'd reach out. I help auto body shops bring in more repair jobs with a proven AI growth system without relying on ads or complicated strategies. Let me know if you're curious, or I'll just keep following up. Okay, so we have the 3 emails. So next up, we're gonna save and next. Now we have to pick our sender account. So at this point, I'm assuming if you're using Smartly or Instantly, you've already warmed up email accounts and you have them in here. If you haven't, then comment below if you want me to create a tutorial on how to set up and buy all these email accounts. If not, you can also just go on YouTube and look this up. There's so many videos. That's how I learned how to do it, about how to set up these email accounts. So choose sender accounts. I'm just going to choose a list of ones I know that I want to use that are going to be from my workspace account. Why can't I pick this? Very annoying. Google Workspace. Great. Perfect. And I'm going to pick, I'm just going to use all of these emails. Select all. And we used multiple emails, so we don't oversend. I only send like 10 or 15 emails a day per account, so we don't come up as spam and stuff. So it's smart to have a bunch of different emails. So once we have that, I'm going to schedule it. So schedule campaign. Generally, we want to do it within kind of business hours, so like 9 to 6, or maybe like, let's see, do like 9 to 7, or that's not 7, that's 7. An email will be sent every 20 minutes, so 30 triggers a day. 30 emails will be sent a day, pretty much across the accounts. And we could start at 9 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. We'll start at 9 a.m., 9 to 7. All these dates. Could do Sunday too. Most people don't get emails on the weekends, but sometimes they'll reply to this stuff. So it's not the worst. Time zone's going to be Denver because that's where I'm located in. I'm going to do every day of the week. Or actually, I'll remove Saturday, but I'll do Sunday. Set campaign start time. So I'm just going to start it today. And you can set it out if you want. So 100 leads max reached out. So I'm using 15 email accounts, so it's going to be under 10 per day. So that's fine. You just want to make sure it's under like 15 or 20 per day. Save this. Campaign settings, so we can check all the settings. The campaign name, I'm just going to name it Auto Body Shops Colorado. Stop sending messages when your lead replies to a message. So as soon as they reply to a message, it's going to stop, and that's where I'm going to jump in, and I'm going to try and get them on a call and try to sell my service. So we could turn off some tracking if we want. For now, I'm just going to leave it on. It's better to not track stuff. The least stuff you track, the better your deliverability is, but I'm just going to leave that on for now. Company level auto pause. Okay, and so, unsubscribe, message on add, unsubscribe. Okay. Yep. And then email accounts, these are the ones I'm going to be using. We're already selected at the bottom here. Yeah, all of these ones. Perfect. So save. Save and next. And then this is where you can do a final review. So going back to the steps, final review and launch, right? So we just set up our hours and everything. And now we are at the final review of the campaign before we launch them. And now this is where you can even see the spin text kick in, right? So if we click different ones, you'll see how it says 120 reviews, and this one says really impressed, and this one says Littleton, and it says hi. But if we click on the next one, it says hey, and it says, I guess this business is also in Littleton, and says this one, unless we didn't change the location. So this is why it's good to do a review, because all of them say Littleton, and that's going to look bad since not all these businesses are in Littleton. So if we go back to sequence, it does have the location here, so I'm not sure why it's doing that unless literally all those businesses are in Littleton. Let's keep looking. Yeah, so Englewood. So maybe it's just doing it by location, Littleton, Denver, Colorado Springs. Yeah, so it's set up correctly. It's just doing it by location. And you could always check one of these if you want, right? So if you try to find one that has like a name here, you can try to Google it. Let's find an easy name. Some of these names are super complicated. Hazer Hale. Hazer Hale. Why is it not finding anything? Oh, okay, I wrote that wrong. Hale. So Hazer Hale Repair, they are in Colorado Springs, and they have 131 reviews. So yeah, they already got another review since then, and they're in Colorado Springs, so it's doing it correctly. But this is why you want to check stuff, and you can see that some of these have spin text. You can also check the follow-up messages. So this is sequence 1. You can see how it look on mobile. You can check the follow-on. You can send a test email as well. Never hurts to do that. This is email 1. Email 2 is going to look like this. And then really sorry for reaching out again. Were you able to see my last email? Let me know. And then email 3 is going to look like this. Perfect. And I like that it says auto body shops and more repair jobs, and doesn't say a specific type of job because it could work for Hal as well. But we can definitely send a test email. And never hurts to send a test email. And then you schedule your campaign, right? And that's it. You start sending emails. Then you want to keep track of your campaign. You're going to want to make sure that you're actually checking in on this as much as possible, because when they start replying to your emails, then you have to actually step in and try to book them on a call. Try to call them. Try to reach out to them as soon as they're interested. So this is going to be a test. You can test out different industries, different copy. This is just how I personally set it up step by step. This is how I find local businesses, and this is how I reach out to them using cold email outreach. I also do cold calls, cold SMS, and different ways to find local businesses using the same lead list too, since I already have the lead list. But I wanted to make a step-by-step guide on how I personally find local businesses and set up my cold email outreach. If you have any questions about how any of this works, or you want me to set this up for you, or teach you how I make money online in general, just using the services I sell, like the AI reputation management, click the link below this video and book a call with me.